Hi everybody, my name is Natalie Jordan. I am a wife and a mother. I am also a student in marriage and family relations right now at Brigham Young University, Idaho, and have learned a lot about marriage. And one of the things that fascinates me with marriage are statistics and how people stay married, how long people stay married, what age do they get married, and what are all those things that factor into successful marriages. So one thing that I did discover is that Florida did a little study on how COVID affected marriages last year in the year 2020. The one thing that they discovered is marriages were typically down 33% from the previous year, or from what their normal years look like. That's a pretty big drop, but we all know that that probably is factored into play because groups couldn't get together, and that only small groups, and they didn't even really want families getting together that didn't live together. So all those things factor in to how people get married and when people get married. And so that's why that rate kind of dropped. And we're going to explore some more of those rates during our time together today. One thing that I want to give you a little background with me is my husband and I were married when we were very young. I mentioned earlier that we've been married 27 years. I was married when I was 18. I was a year out of high school. I was a few months from turning 19. And my husband was married at 21. So we were married young, and statistically, our marriage shouldn't have worked out. But luckily, we know that when you have a marriage and it's firm in the gospel and centered of Jesus Christ, that it can be successful. So I think a lot of these statistics we can look at and realize, yes, there are factors, but just because it's not a big average for being successful doesn't mean it can't be successful. So look at these, with a grain of salt, but it's good to kind of see all the different plays and how it affects the normal, average, everyday American. For my conclusion, I just want to go over some of the things that we talked about. So now we understand how race plays in marriage success rates, how socioeconomic status, your socioeconomic status plays in success rates for marriage, and also how the age that you get married plays in that. So now I hope that when you decide to get married, or you're looking at getting married, or you're already married, you have a little bit more understanding of how those things factor into the success rate of marriage. So I hope you enjoyed this short conversation that we had today.